Compare ourselves to perfectly organized and structured school systems, we can feel like we're at a disadvantage. And I've been there. My daughter went to a Montessori school, so I was comparing my home to those beautifully curated shelves. But the truth is, you have a competitive edge that traditional schools can't touch. Schools are locked into a system. 30 kids, one pace, and rigid schedules that don't allow time to notice when a kid is struggling, overstimulated, or just needs to move, and no time to allow it either. I was also a preschool teacher, and I saw how we didn't have time to tend to their emotional needs because I had to be somewhere in 10 or 20 minutes following that schedule. But you can do what they can't. You can build the foundations that make learning actually work way better. Not just kids who can pass a test, but humans who truly absorb the knowledge. Kids who know how to focus and who actually want to keep learning their entire lives. In a future where information is everywhere and AI can give us the answer to anything, it's not about the facts that they can memorize. It's about how they think, how they learn. It's optimizing their bodies and minds so that they can pursue their passions in life. So what are these skills? These are the meta skills. It's the skills that support the learning and productivity. First, learning how to focus, not being forced to sit still, but actually training a body and mind to sustain attention. And this is biological. It starts with sleep, nutrition, environment, not willpower. Number 2 is learning how to learn, following curiosity, knowing how to do research, asking good questions, knowing how to find the answers, and think critically. This is what creates adults who can adapt to anything. The third is we want kids to have the skill of loving to learn. When learning isn't a battle, it's a lifestyle, that changes everything. You're raising lifelong learners, not a kid who shuts the book when school is done. It was so cute. My son's curriculum didn't continue a science book that he started. It might pick back up later on, but it wasn't in his schedule for the week. And he asked if he could keep reading it. He didn't want me to put it away. And for the last few days, he's been on the couch reading this science book. The fourth is creative thinking, and this is really important. Google actually allocates 20% of their employees' time to free thinking, to coming up with their own ideas and solutions. There are also some amazing studies about mind wandering and how beneficial it is to humans. We need boredom, we need daydreaming, we need creative space. And homeschooling sets up the perfect environment for protecting that, not cramming every second of the day, administering curriculum. Number 5 is optimizing the body and mind. This might be the most important. It's interesting. High achievers, when it comes to productivity, they're always talking about health and wellness and having that solid morning routine that gets their body and minds right for the day. Children are no exception. And as soon as I started putting that at the forefront of our homeschool, everything got 10 times easier and better. Sleep, nutrition, movement, environment, these aren't extras. They're the prerequisites that allow our brain to do the learning, to get out of survival and into a mode that can actually thrive and come up with innovative ideas and make new connections about the world. Kids who are sleep deprived can't actually focus or consolidate their learning. As a homeschooler, you are at a huge advantage to be able to prioritize health and well-being. You're not just improving today's homeschool, you're giving them the lifelong skills that they need to thrive. And that's what's going to set them up to achieve anything. I know how much a strong morning routine for myself and my kids has changed the game, so I did something special for you. I actually unlocked the first module of my course, Morning Mastery. This is a 5-phase science-backed morning protocol that's going to reduce your stress, increase learning, increase focus, and create way more cohesion for your homeschool life. This is inside my Health First Homeschool community. The link is in the description below. You can get all of those in-depth lessons there, and I can't wait to hear from you and hear how this is going to change your life too. I'll see you inside.